Original post. Hey all. I wasn't sure if I was going to make this update, but things are getting gloomier, and I feel that I owe you guys the closure you deserve, for all the help you gave me, as well as the multiple news stories lol. Although I didn't respond much, due to everything being so new and overwhelming, I want each of you to know that I read every single comment and message, multiple times, over the past year and a half. I did end up telling my wife, soon after my post. She took it rough, as expected. It ruined me to see her that way, but I knew that I needed to tell her. She did enjoy reading through the original thread though, as many of you had heartwarming thoughts and messages. We took the time that we needed to ensure that she would be set up as best as possible. Following that, we went and spent the best 4 months of my life in Australia. The experience was amazing, and I couldn't have asked for a better dying wish. We came back just in time for COVID. Honestly, I was scared to death, and still am, but somehow I've lasted this long. I've lost much of my strength, and hospice has come in to set up the house and ensure that I am comfortable enough to die. I had thought that I would be dead by now, so it is hard to complain about getting a little extra time. I've left a large collection of greeting cards in possession with a friend birthdays, first anniversary without me, remarriage, children's birth and birthdays if she uses my sperm. I didn't tell her about any of these, just because some of these events aren't guaranteed. But I know that they can help if the time comes around. Overall, I'm content about as content as I can be. There's a lot of things I would have done differently in life if I had known this would happen, but that's unfortunately out of my control. However, I do know that I did the most I could have done with the remaining time I was given. I am just glad that I had time left while I still had my health, as I know that many aren't as lucky. Thanks again for all of your help. I'll answer any questions you guys have, so long as it isn't personally identifiable, which includes my medical information, as my town paper was thoughtful enough to write an article about me. Just be patient please, even typing for long periods of time gets painful.
I'm so glad you are happy with the choices you made, and send you my best wishes. You reminded me of this article from a few years ago about the top 5 regrets of those approaching the end of their lives. 1. I wish I'd had the courage to live a life true to myself, not the life others expected of me. 2. I wish I hadn't worked so hard. 3. I wish I'd had the courage to express my feelings. 4. I wish I had stayed in touch with my friends. 5. I wish that I had let myself be happier. Reading that made me change my life. I hope it is helpful to others. Edit. Thanks everyone for the kind and thoughtful responses. And to those who have given this comment awards, they are a very welcome surprise, thank you.
Your original post precedes my Reddit start date, so this is my first time reading this. I just wish you all the strength needed to get through this. Your courage is admirable. Best of luck.
Wow. I wish you and your wife all the best. Your love for her will always live on.
Hey man. I was diagnosed with stage 4 melanoma cancer 5 years ago. I fortunately beat it, so far, with immunotherapy drugs. However, I expect it will return before I'm able to live to full retirement. I knew I would be dead within 6 months. It didn't bother me at all though. Here's how I viewed it. We live in the best time in all of human history. You were able to fly 35 kft in the air at 400 miles per hour to Australia. No human ever in history up until around 100 years ago ever got to experience such an awe-inspiring thing. You've been able to eat better than any king in the history of humanity. Think about the food available to us today. Imagine how kings thought they ate so good all throughout history, they didn't experience probably 1/100th of the food you were able to experience in your life. This goes for drink as well. The best things in life are actually the most simple. Hot coffee outside on cool mornings. Grilling a great steak with a cold beer while the sky turns orange as the sun sets. Kittens purring, puppies playing. My point is this. They estimate there have been around 80 to 100 billion humans who ever lived. Most humans that ever lived are already gone. but you my friend lived better than 99.9% of them. You won the human lotto. We all did. Drink a cold one for me buddy because I'll be right behind you. We are all right behind you. See you on the other side. Edit. Wow. I just woke up to 100 messages. Thanks for the awards. I'm humbled.
I just cried an ugly cry. You're amazing. And I hope that you go peacefully.
The only thing I would caution you on is the future greeting cards. I had a friend who did this for his partner after he died, and while it was incredibly sweet and kind, it also stopped his partner from moving on. Every time she received a card, it reopened all of her grief over losing him. I'm not saying don't do it, but just maybe talk to the friend who is holding on to them and ask them to use their discretion about whether or not to go through with giving them to her. It might be easier to just leave a single letter that says everything you want her to know. Also, as a kid whose father died when I was 9 months old, please leave a video for them. Just for them. It took me over 30 years to find the single letter my father had left for me that my mother had hidden. And all I ever wanted was to hear what his voice sounded like when he said my name. To see what his face looked like when he said he loved me. That shit can leave a hole in your heart bigger than anything you can find to fill it.
Maybe start a video diary for her? Just short recordings? Something to look back? IDK, just a thought I had. I am truly sorry for all you have going through. I am glad you got to live your best life with the person you love. Not everyone gets that chance. Good for you. You are in my thought and may your remaining time be peaceful and loving. Revolving hearts, revolving hearts.
Wow, I'm so sorry. I don't want to be an asshole, but are you afraid? How does one handle looking death literally in the face? I can't imagine all that you're going through. I'm so sorry. I'm happy you spent those 4 months with your wife. It sounds like you're handling everything as best as you can. I wish I could say more comforting words, but I'm at a loss and I'm so sorry.
What would you have done differently? I think about this a lot for myself.
I just wish you both the best. I don't know if you watched Good Place, but I found this great picture: a wave in the ocean. You can see it, measure it, its height, the way the sunlight refracts when it passes through. And it's there. And you can see it, you know what it is. It's a wave. And then it crashes in the shore and it's gone. But the water is still there. The wave was just a different way for the water to be, for a little while. You know, it's one conception of death for Buddhists. The wave returns to the ocean, where it came from and where it's supposed to be. The good place.